Yay! So I guess George Bush is trending. George Bush is trending online because this is fucking ridiculous. Like George Bush murdered like literally hundreds of thousands of people with bombs and war and death. Hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands of people have died because of George Bush. 100. And he was a person who started the Iraq War. That's where the hundreds of thousands of people died from. But he lied us into this war, and so he lied us into a war. Hundreds of thousands of people died. Okay, pretty horrific. But Donald Trump's tweets. I'm sorry. I know those tweets are just a sin against all of humanity. I mean, the war criminals, the torture, Guantanamo Bay, those are just like, listen, every president makes their mistakes, but Donald Trump has tweets that are uncouth. So, obviously, George Bush is a better president. Because, yeah. Yeah. Also, ISIS? Guys care about ISIS at all? Remember that organization that raped children and women and sold them into sex slavery all across the Middle East, destroyed monuments, and raped women and children, like tons of evil rape. ISIS. That was because of George W. Bush. Me too, right? Yeah, I mean, except if they're Muslim. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Donald Trump bad. Right. Cause like we don't have any capacity to evaluate anything anymore, I guess. You know, this is like raping children through ISIS and bad tweets. Cool. I seriously trust you blue check mark pieces of shit to decide anything. Like, goddamn. And on the topic of evil pieces of shit who've caused massive amounts of rape, Joe Biden. Yeah, see, it hit me. Like, Joe Biden has always kind of left me with the uneasy feeling, kind of a sickness and just like deep sense of just fucking rage and hatred and disgust. And it just occurred to me that like literally, you know, the people who get raped in prison, how that's a joke for all you normal people out there who don't actually have to deal with the criminal justice system. Like, luckily, like, I'm black, but I'm very light-skinned, so I've had some run-ins with the police. I guarantee you if I was darker, those run-ins would have been different, but luck of the draw. I actually wish I was blacker, but luck of the draw, I have a little bit of white privilege myself. This is actually real. But yeah, my interactions with the police haven't been too bad. But black people who go to prison, that's America. Like, literally, we are so comfortable with raping men in prison or men being raped in prison, we make jokes about it. That's America. You want to talk about Me Too? See, the whole shit with Tara Reid is disgusting and abhorrent because pieces of shit like Alyssa Milano show that she has the character and content of an empty Smirnoff vodka bottle because that's who she is. She has nothing of value in this life. The only thing she is that she's pretty, yeah, exactly. She's an empty Smirnoff vodka bottle, a pint. Like that's Alyssa Milano's character. Point being is, if we're gonna say rape is wrong, then men who are raped in prison is also wrong, and people like Joe Biden, who like not like Joe Biden, like a person like Joe Biden who is single-handedly responsible for the current conditions of the prison industrial complex, should be hated. But Trump tweets, and I get it. Like, Trump is an evil, psychopathic piece of shit. Like, I'm right there with you. But Joe Biden's vastly more evil than Donald Trump has ever been. Now, this could be, and I think that there's a legitimate argument here, that Trump hasn't actually been in any real position of power. Thank God. But Biden has done vastly more evil in his life than Donald Trump has. And George Bush, this is not even a fucking discussion. Hundreds of thousands. People watch their children blown to fucking pieces because of George Bush. There are parents who have seen the limbs, arms, and heads of their own children dismembered from their own bodies because of the actions of George Bush. Hundreds of thousands of people died under George Bush. At least tens of thousands of women and children have been raped because of George Bush. And you pieces of shit want to rehabilitate this motherfucker? This is the problem with our country. Evil's benign to so many people. I mean, seriously, like, our prison industry is like, you're going to prison, you're going to be raped. Like, wait, what? I was selling fucking cocaine to people who wanted cocaine. So now I get to be raped because this is how this shit works? Yeah. It's hilarious, right? Me too, right? Yeah. That's how Americans act. That's how Americans think. They don't actually care about this shit. They just use it as a mechanism to feel morally superior. Guess what? I'm not voting for a rapist in 2020. I don't give a fuck. You can burn in hell with these pieces of shit. Neither Joe Biden or Donald Trump will get my fucking vote. You know why? Because I'm not an insane sack of shit who's just like, oh my god, Donald Trump's tweets. I just want to go back to the time where presidents lied to me. They told me nice words. They're like, we're in this together, and I felt like we were together, but now, like, I can't take this. Doesn't matter. The Democrats don't want to do shit. Like, when the Democrats aren't proposing a UBI, they're not, freezing mortgages or rent. They're doing none of that. None of that. Like, they're not doing any of those things, but yeah, Donald Trump's tweets are fucked up. Like, there's a Republican like, yeah, let's just pay 80% of everybody's wages until this shit's over with. That was not Nancy Pelosi. You know why? Because they're both horrible people. And anyone trying to rehabilitate George W. Bush can go fuck themselves and burn in hell with him. I give zero fucks about you. And I sincerely actually fucking mean that shit. Guantanamo Bay, people were tortured. Hundreds of thousands of people were murdered. Do you know you're a person? You know what I mean? Like, you're an actual person. If you're watching, you're a person. If you're a neoliberal sack of shit, because I like all my subscribers, all 21 of them. I know I'm blowing up on this bitch. Anyways, if you're a person and you're a neoliberal sack of shit who's voting for Joe Biden, let me explain this to you. You are a person. You care as much about Iraqis. Like, I don't even know how to really explain it, but you would be a statistic to George Bush. You, your entire family, everybody you know, plus 100,000 other people. And you still even scratch the surface of how many people George Bush has murdered and tortured and killed and made to suffer. And you guys want to get behind him because of the fact he made a fucking, like, video off a teleprompter. Like, listen to the fucking video. Like, I was listening to, like, do these fucking morons, like, do they think George Bush is illiterate? Like, why are they praising him? He's like, and we can be in this together. Together we are strong. Like, You listen to the fucking video. This nigga can't speak. All right, he's reading. He's not saying this shit. He's reading. So you're like giving him props for saying nice and kind words off of a fucking piece of paper. Like, oh my god, Donald Trump is just like horrible. Yeah. Donald Trump is an incompetent sack of evil shit who should be taken out of office, but he's also a person who hasn't started a war that has led to hundreds of thousands of people fucking dying, nor has he started a war that subsequent actions led to the creation of ISIS and the rape of women and children all across the Middle East. George Bush has. So if you're about Me Too, go fuck yourself and die if you have anything good to say about George W. Bush, because you're a sack of evil fucking shit, and rape apparently only matters if you're white, rich, and American. Also, probably a celebrity. That helps too, because Tara Reid's treated like shit. Because you guys don't actually have any principles and no morals, and that's the country that we're living in right now. George Bush is good because Donald Trump has bad tweets. You want to know, I'll be honest real quick. You want to know the thing I like most about Donald Trump? He's so incompetent that he literally lacks the inherent capacity to hide anything that he's doing. Like, it's hilarious. You look at it, wow, that's very corrupt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every other president before him was like, maybe we should hide this. Like, hide this? He can't comprehend the it's hilarious. Like, Donald Trump is such a fucking idiot. He doesn't even comprehend the concept of like hiding shit. Like, is like, I'm just gonna yell at them and then they're gonna shut up. And it works because the Democrats are spineless, but it's just I that's like the least thing I hate about him. That he's openly corrupt. Like, well, at least I get to see it. You know what I mean? If you're like, yeah, Joe Biden's good. Why? He's not Trump. Oh, well, a carrot's good then. Can we vote for a carrot? I'll vote for a carrot. It's a carrot 2020. I think we should do that. I'm actually not carrot 2020. I would vote for a literal carrot over Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I think I just created a great idea. Carrot 2020 or turnip. You know what I mean? Because why not make it a turnip? Deuces. Also, George Bush is the evil piece of shit, and he's very evil. And if you care more about, if you hate Donald Trump more than you hate George Bush, it just shows you are an immoral sack of shit. Fucking trash. Like, ISIS, rape, Me Too, catch up. Because I just want to strangle myself. Like, deal with you fucking assholes. I don't know what to say. Like, I really don't. God.